me down. Take me down to the water, won't you? Take me down now.
Okay, we're back here celebrating the release of the 78 West music on the streaming services. And now we're moving on to our first big recording, album, CD, whatever it takes.
Yeah, it was an exciting time because it was our first CD. We were really excited about it. It was like the next step forward. You know, we had the cassettes, they were cool, they were fun. But now
this was a proper recording.
Yeah. Now we could, in a sense, compete with the big boys.
This group of songs were really our songs. They weren't old Rob songs. These were brand new. The band had worked on them from the get-go. They really represented our sound. We've been recording everything ourselves, but I think even we decided, hey, let's go to a real studio and do it.
Yep.
Tom was still our manager. Mm-hmm. Tom had a friend. He had this beautiful studio where they recorded audiobooks.
We were going to shake it up and bring in a band.
It was not a studio designed for recording bands, but it was a beautiful studio. He wanted to record a band, I think, more than anything. And so he mixed it, and Tom came up to us with the finished product. He's like, hey, I just got the recordings. They sound amazing.
And we went home, and it was expectations up here. Reality brought us right back down.
Another problem was that he brought in session players. So he brought in a horn section, I think like a saxophone, and he brought in some backup singers.
We wanted that gritty sound, and it kind of became a show tune. We're not a show tune.
And the river flows. So our next step was Tom found a recording studio in Lancaster run by this guy, Bill Grabowski, who was a Grammy Award-winning producer and recording engineer for polka albums, not necessarily for rock albums.
Waiting patiently for a time to try and cross her from a distance. It didn't look as wide.
As part of the package deal we got was that he would come out and consult with us on arrangements. So he came out for a day and listened to the songs as we played them live. And I think we changed up a couple things.
He said, maybe if you have more of a polka beat. We said, what?
Let's just drive.
You're my desire.
It was fun. It was fun being in a studio. It really felt like, hey, this is big time now.
Yeah.
And then we got the final tape back, and we just weren't excited about it for whatever reason. So finally, we're like, hey, you know what? We've got the gear. Let's just record the album ourselves, which is what we always do anyway.
So take me down to the water, won't you? Take me down now.
Because we had like 24 tracks digital now, we could really sink our teeth into overdubs and things like that. All hours of the night just coming up with ideas. And that's kind of how the album came together.
You've gone and set me on fire from the inside out.
The hardest part about recording this album, it wasn't recording the band. That was great. It was Rob's vocals. So at this time, we were playing 3 or 4 nights a week. Rob's voice was just really getting tired, and I think he actually had nodules on his vocal cord. Yeah. So he couldn't get his voice to do what he wanted it to do.
Building up the hype, and we were telling people, hey, this CD's coming out. We're going to have a CD release party. But then it kept getting pushed back and pushed back.
Right.
Yeah.
But eventually we got it.
We got it.
Keeps me running.
So we lived across from Blue Marsh Lake on another 40 acres of land way out in the middle of nowhere. And if we had a local gig, we'd say party back at the band house. And one of those parties, we had finished the mix of Oh Mercy. And I remember everyone sitting down in the living room. We had our big stereo system. We're like, okay, you guys want to hear the song off our new album? And I was like, yeah. And so we cranked up Oh Mercy. And it sounded so good. And I remember everyone was just like, oh my God, that's so great, man. You guys are awesome. This is going to be the best thing ever.
We were supplying a beer, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, everyone was pretty drunk.
some songs you listen to 20 years later and you're like, oh man, that's a terrible song. But I mean, I still like Take Me Down. I like Oh Mercy. Factory Hands, I was kind of at that point.
Factory hands and overtime eyes.
Factory Hands originally was Romeo and Juliet, which was the very first song we worked on with Rob.
Yeah.
And then for some reason we had to change the title to Factory Hands, and then at some point it was Till Monday Come. That was a song that Rob, I think more than anybody, kept wanting to make a hit.
Yeah.
And it never was.
No. Let's Just Drive is a cool song.
Yeah, Let's Just Drive was a lot of fun. That was a song that we wrote over at the previous place in Jack's Farm. Desire was another one of the initial Rob songs. Because this was our first album, we kind of had to take our best new stuff and a couple old classic nuggets.
And Soul Cold's a great song, even though I don't drum on it. And I Know a Girl I love because I played brushes on that.
Right.
I liked it. I liked playing with brushes.
There was a little bone of contention about I Know a Girl because Austin got a co-writing credit on it. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The royalties that Austin makes today from the song piss me off.
Yeah. He's got a yacht!
I know a girl in California.
So back in those days, kids, everyone put hidden tracks on their CDs. For example, we have like 7 songs listed on here, but if you're listening to the CD and the final song, I Know a Girl, stops, but the CD doesn't stop, it just keeps going. And you're like, what? And then we faded in all these crickets and all this stuff. We're like, what's going on there? And then this surprise song emerges, which was Cat House Jack.
It's like you get a free song for the price of the CD. An extra song, an extra bonus track.
Right, kid?
Cat House Jack loves April Marie. He gave us some cash and a color TV.
So this was also our first professional artwork. We went out and did these photos down at the train yards in Reading. So we all got our own individual shots. We took this picture in front of the train yards, and then I think we went over to
Blue Marsh.
There was us facing the future, and then this is the future. We're looking out over the future. I mean, it was all very high concept. But our buddy Tony did a great job of putting all these graphics together with all the lyrics. And then we had all these inserts for our merchandising, and then call these radio stations to play the songs. We got a lot of publicity in the local papers and in the musician magazines in Pennsylvania. We had a big CD release party. It was a big deal. This was like the high watermark, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. We were at our peak at that point, and good work.
Yeah. So that was Whatever It Takes by the 78 West Band.
Yep.
Zion!